Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PIcoblaze Intro to Assembly Code Development video. My name is Javad Qureshi and I will be guiding you through with the very basics of assembly code development. Alright, let's get started. Now the first thing we are going to do is to download the KCPSM6 files or the PIcoblaze files. These are from the Xilinx webpage. You go to the PIcoblaze launch or you can just Google PIcoblaze. We are going to download for the Spartan 6 because our board Nexus 3 is a Spartan 6 board. So we just download the design files. And to save time, I've already done that and I've extracted them to my desktop. These are the files that we get with the download. So we have here the most important files are this one, and this one. Of course, you have to, or you should read the README, and there are other templates, and for the UART and the JTAG loader, different stuff and some different templates. But we are just going to go through the basic ones. This one, KCPSM6, the application or the .exe file is the assembler, and this one assembles our PSM files onto the VHD files that we are going to use. This VHD file of the KCPSM6 is the PIcoblaze processor or the microprocessor. This has all of the tasty code inside. And this one right here, I said it was important because it is the template for the assembler to use to assemble our VHD file. If there is no ROM form VHD file in the same folder as the assembler, it won't assemble the VHD file. It will only assemble as the instruction that you can send to your board directed to JTAG loader, but we won't go through this in this video. And let's see, we have to have a PSM file, and I've already cheated and made it. And this is a fairly simple and short code. This is only for 8 LEDs and 8 switches, and when you put on the switch it will put on the LED. We define the input as the switch port and the output as the LED port, and we just go back to start and do this over and over again. You see, I've commented out some of the stuff and left out not commented what we need. Alright, close this one and start to run the assembler. And it says enter the name of your PSM file. Well, our PSM file is called LED. We can write LED PSM if we want to, but we don't have to do it. Then it creates our VHD file. It's right there, 227 kilobytes. And now we have to go into our project navigator, because that's where the fun stuff is going to happen. I already made a project with the code from the user guide. Now all of this code, or actually all of this code is in the user guide. You just have to define the LEDs and the switches and the clock, and then it will be port mapped. It's a copy paste, and there are some things you have to remember. Here you have to have the S6 because our board is a Spartan 6, and we don't need the JTAG loader, so we set that one to 0. And I think that's pretty much it when you copy paste this code. And we also have another code which is the input ports and output ports. It's just a regular process which defines the imports of the PIcoblaze to the switches, and then they are connected, and this does the same with the LEDs to the output. Alright, now we see that this one here is empty. Why is it empty? Because we have not added it yet. We have added the code for it to be implemented, and we have called our LED component here, which will be our from LED PSM file, and the program ROM. Now read this: name to match your PSM file. It should match your PSM file. So now let's add our LED VHD file. There it is. No, it's not. It's the wrong folder. There it is. And there we go, and import it, and now it's in. Now all we need to do now is another thing. We will get warnings because I have not put the interrupt act and sleep to 0. We are not going to use the interrupt or the sleep, and therefore we will get some warning that these are not these not have any driver. We can set these to 0 and we will get rid of that warning. I have not done so yet, and we just generate our programming file, and this will take some time, and when it's done it is going to be able to program the Nexus 3 board to do what we wanted to do, but we coded it in assembly. Another thing is that you need to have a UCF file. I have a clock here and some LEDs and some switches. I have actually 8 LEDs and 8 switches you can see here, and that's pretty much it. And when this generating is done, we can send this via adept to our Nexus 3 board, and it will put on some LEDs for us. Thank you for your attention. Well, now that the generating programming file has been done, it's generated a bit file. Now we can go into the adept, Digiland adept, and we can browse to find our file, the bit file. And this is our file, kcpsm6 test bit. So we can just program it into the board. And now it's done. And now I will show you a video of this, and afterwards may have a little treat for you. So the moment of truth. Will the corresponding LEDs come on when I put the switch on? Let's test. The first one is working, second one, third one, fourth one, and I think every one of these is working. So now this is all done in assembly and sent via PIcoblaze. So there's a PIcoblaze microcontroller running these LEDs now. And there is a code in the book, chapter 15. If you want to try it out, it takes two numbers and squares them. Try it out; it's really fun, and most of the code should be pretty much alike as what we have done so far. So good luck and try it out.